So you finally got the call. You have an interview for your first nurse practitioner position, or maybe for your first RN position. Whatever it may be, it kind of seems to me after going to my NP interview that a lot of the questions were kind of sort of in the same ballpark. So yeah, if you're interested in knowing what to say, what to do, how to prepare for an interview, then you need to see this video. An interview. Yes. Yes. Some things you need to do when you first get the interview. First of all, let it all sink in and probably be really excited about it. But once everything sinks in, then it's time to get to work. So basically, to prepare, you need to make sure that you have something professional to wear. I wore just some black slacks, I wore heels, I wore a blazer and a nice professional top. And I think I had my hair like just pinned up in a little bun. You know, I need to do like a video on what NPs wear to work. Great idea. So the first thing is, when you arrive, you need to be prompt and you need to be on time. And I think we all know that. Secondly, you need to look the part. You need to have on professional attire. I think I wore some black slacks and I had on a blazer and I had a cute top underneath and I had my hair pinned up and I looked very professional. So that is extremely important because first impressions really do make a difference. Next, you're going to, and this is before you get to the interview, when you're home, you just want to write down a few things that are pretty important to you, because when you're being interviewed, they're interviewing you to see if you're fit for the position, but you are kind of sort of figuring out whether you feel like you will fit into the position as well. So I basically made a list of questions that were pretty important to me, and I'll tell you guys what they were. One, I wanted to know what hours I would be working. That was really important to me. We need to know the shift, because is this going to work for our family, especially if you have young children? That's the first thing. I did not ask about salary because I don't think the interview is the place to bring that up. If they bring it up, okay, that's different, but I wouldn't bring it up, especially because you don't know if you got the job yet. The next thing I wanted to know that was really important to me was about continuing education credits. How much time do I get off every year for continuing education? And is there reimbursement? So that is pretty important, because we all know to keep up with our board certification, and your RN license, you need to have a certain amount of continuing education credits to keep your license and your board certification valid. How many patients will I need to see an hour? So questions about productivity is really important, because it is. I would also like to know for physical exams, how much time do I get? So I know that I'm getting really deep in this, in the questions, but these are truly questions that I asked. The things that I asked, I felt like they were appropriate in my interview. So you do have to feel out the interview and what you feel is appropriate and what you feel is not appropriate to ask. I feel like that is a personal decision, and it makes a difference, because you know, you get vibes from people and you just get kind of how far you can go. So you do have to feel the situation out to see what you feel comfortable asking. But I am giving my opinion here and the things that I asked. I also think it would be a great idea to find out if you could shadow someone for a few days just to see how the office flows. The answer is either yes or no. Make sure you take your resume. You definitely want to have, even though I'm pretty sure they already have your resume, I would have a copy just in case. Go to the comment section, the information section of this video, and I am going to list all of the things I asked my interview. And maybe that will help you guys, because making a list before you get to the interview is extremely important, because you know your nerves get the best of you. And if you have the list, then you won't forget anything, because you're going to get home, darn it, I forgot to ask that question. And I don't want that to happen to you. So make sure you make a list and take it with you, because they're definitely going to ask you, do you have any questions? Most of the time we're like, nope. I have a few questions, and you know, there's no harm in asking them, as long as they're, you know, professional questions and it's reasonable. Okay, so let's recap the things that are super important. Make sure you dress professional. Make sure you are prompt on time. I usually arrive 20 to 30 minutes early. That may be too early for some people. Some people may like to arrive 15 minutes early, but for me, 20 to 30 minutes early. Make your list before you get to the interview. Really think out the questions. What's important to you? And those should be some of the questions that you ask. Be prepared for scenarios. I got a lot of those. I had an interview over the phone for an NP position that I did not accept. And that one was a lot of questions as far as, well, what would you do in this situation? Can you tell me about a time that you had a really difficult patient, how you handled it? So scenario questions: what would you do? What have you done in the past? What are your weaknesses? Those were questions that seem to come up a lot of the times when they're trying to find out a little bit more about your personality. So be prepared to answer those. And the advice that I would give is to just answer them honestly and be yourself. Hopefully yourself is a good person, because you know, you get vibes from people, and I feel like you cannot fake energy. So when you go to an interview, just be you. And most of the time in my entire nursing career, when I go to interviews, I am myself. And I must say, I'm a nice person, and that shines through. So be yourself, smile. I smile a lot. Sometimes even when I'm mad, I will just laugh at life, because what else are you gonna do? Make sure that you say a prayer, because it's important. I pretty much pray and ask God for guidance in everything I do in my life, and He's blessed me this far. So if you believe in God, then it's a good thing to include Him in all things. So I hope this video helps someone. Leave questions and comments below. I feel like I've left, you know, a lot out, but I didn't want to make this video really long. And I'm also going to put some links below to sites that give information on how to interview, questions you can ask. So I'm going to put sites below on interviewing, and I'm also going to put a list of the things that I asked, my list, down below in the information box. So make sure you check the information box for the list of the questions that I asked during my interview. Make sure you leave your experiences below so that others can learn from them, and leave questions and comments below. I really do read all of the comments. I don't get to reply to all of them all of the time, because I'm always creating videos and editing, and I'm on all of these different social media platforms, and I work blah blah blah. So just know that I do read the comments, and it's just amazing how connected you can feel to people that you've never met before. I literally think about you guys like all of the time, and I'm so grateful for you all watching my videos and asking questions and engaging. It means a lot to me, actually. If you want to know a little bit more about me, that's not always nursing stuff, then you need to follow me on Snapchat, because I just snap about all different types of things. Sometimes late at night when I'm in bed with my PJs on. So yeah, you need to follow me on Snapchat. And leave video suggestions, comments, questions below. And yeah, you can visit me on my other social media platforms as well. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I said Snapchat already, and the MP Binder group. So I love you guys. Yep, I do. I hope this video helps, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.